let the counter go a little bit over there. All right, I have here, excuse me, a tune called Reconnecting. I just got the vocals in. Excuse me, I'm getting over COVID. I had COVID early this week. Feeling good today, but still got a froggy throat, I guess, sometimes. Anyway, so I've got the vocals in, just delivered from Parts Unknown. And I've got all the tracks set up here. You can see at the bottom of the screen, there are quite a few vocal tracks. What are 11 through 22 there, 12 through 22, so 10 vocal tracks. It's a lot of doubles and stuff. And I didn't put any of the effects or channel strips in because I kind of wanted to do that live so everyone could check it out. So we're going to play it dry. I've got the harmony stuff all muted right now, as you can see here. Let me put that back online. So, and I separate, you can see I separate the sections. He sent this to me all as one track contiguously, but generally when I mix songs, the pre-choruses and choruses are going to get slightly different treatments, probably this bridge as well. I don't mix the vocals straight through exactly the same, so I'm just going to play the track with the vocals with no effects on it or anything so you can hear what the main line sounds like.
Come down from this high, from this night, so far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams, like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams, as the sun sets on the ocean, I see us lost without inhibitions. Look how far we've come. All the lights and fireworks, they come back to life. Driving fast through moments past with wonder in our eyes. I don't wanna ever come down from this.
Hey there, Magic Jones. I'll be back on screen in a minute.
I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night, so far off the ground, off the
What's up, buddy?
ground. Now we're riding through daydreams, like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams, dreaming, feeling, never felt so
All right, have to pause it a second. I'm really excited about that little tapping part there. It sounds just like standard Eddie Van Halen kind of stuff, but I'm actually tapping quintuplets, so there's 5 notes for every quarter, if I remember that right. But anyway, it's a quintuplet pattern, so I'm excited I managed to get that right. Anyway, play a little bit more of the end of it here, and then we'll start mixing. Okay, you get the idea. So I've had requests from a couple of my subscribers and viewers on YouTube to talk about the plugins I'm using and everything, and that's why I wanted to start this really from scratch and just put these in here dry. The first thing I want to point out is that the entire mastering chain is this one plugin here. For this particular song, I have Lurson's mastering console, and I'm using the preset pop rock. I changed some of the settings in the bottom here to fit what I wanted. But a lot of times when I'm mixing tunes with vocals, this is all I use. I don't have this giant signal chain unless something needs a little bit of tweaking. It's pretty amazing. This is a great piece of software, and I've mentioned it before. Now you'll see on the bottom here, I'm using Easy Drummer for the drums. In this particular case, I've also got, that's the percussion parts, and there's a separate Easy Drummer track for the actual drum track, which is this kit here, which is one of the ones that just comes with Easy Drummer. And by the way, Easy Drummer 3 is coming out soon, so if you guys are interested in that, it's like in May. I'm going to do a whole review on that when it comes out. On the bass channel here, we have the SSL channel, just the preset for bass. Very simple. It was a little bit noisy, the track I had coming in, so I captured the noise floor here, and I have it getting rid of the noise in the spots where the bass isn't playing, and it needed a little bit of multi-band compression, and that's what I have going on here to get rid of some of the clickiness that I had in the bass. We have some keyboards that, in this case, I didn't play them. I just used Easy Keys, another Tune Track product. I'm a big Tune Track guy, and only did some adjustments on the chord progressions to fit what I was playing on guitar. And on that, it's also going through a channel strip, which is Darlington EDM Big Synth because of the sound of the keyboard. Let me just give you a solo track of that keyboard here so you can hear what it is. Yeah, it's like that pipe organ kind of thing. So the channel strip that I chose for it was for the EDM synth. Then all the guitars are going through a bus here, and I have them. They also have the basic guitar SSL channel strip. None of this is anything crazy. I'm using a lot of presets here to get these sounds. It's stuff anybody can do for not expensive. And I apologize if you hear my pug barking in the background there. He is a nonstop barker. And on the guitars, I had a little bit of trouble with some highs cutting through and being a little bit harsh on the ears. So I use this plugin called Soothe, which is another form of a multi-band compressor. It's a little bit of an AI kind of thing. It just took a little bit of the edge off the guitars that I didn't want in there. There is also, you see this here, in the beginning I have this sitar, kind of doubling the guitar. That is a Variax. I've got a whole video on the Variax and all the cool sounds it can do. I'll have to, if I edit this together later, I'll put a link up to it. And then finally is just the my Paul Reed on the leads, which on the one lead, I've talked about this trick before. The SSL channel for this, instead of using a guitar channel, because I'm playing on a pad of guitars when the lead comes in, I'm using the lead solo violin as the preset for it, which is right there. I just happen to find it for my lead sound that works really well. And finally, the delay is a Valhalla delay, which I may end up using one on the vocals as well. We'll see in a minute. We're going to start by looping the verse vocals and just working on the mix for the verse vocals. Okay, so dry. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put a channel on it. Everything goes through a channel strip. In this case, we're going to find the SSL E, not the EV, just that one there. And a very simple preset. Again, I use these presets constantly. I very rarely have to change them up. And that's going to give me the carving out of the sound I want, all the lead vocal tracks. So I'm copying that over for the lead vocals. The harmony vocal tracks are going to get the same plugin, but I'll be using the preset for background vocals. This is how I start every session as far as vocals go. Okay. We'll save that. And let me just solo that for a second.
Feels like forever since we've been down this road.
Off.
Just you and me.
Can I turn it on?
It used to be. Yeah, you know.
It boosts it and gives a little bit of presence to it as well, so it cuts through a mix. So now I have to decide what kind of sound I want on the verse for him. I think that this is just a basic pop kind of tune. I don't want to do anything crazy. I'm probably just going to use one plugin. This folder here, by the way, is my favorites folder for my plugins. And I have something called Vocal Finalizer by Noisash. Probably this is going to be all I need for this vocal. I'll start with the preset and then I'll start messing with it. So the preset I will choose, it's in the factory for the main vocals. I'm just going to randomly pick one and see what it sounds like as a starting point.
Feels like forever since we've been.
It's not bad. It's a little bit crispy. It's also very loud. I'm going to pull it back.
Feels like forever since we've been down this
It's too bright.
road. Just you and me like it used to be. Yeah, you know. Top down and the flashbacks fly with the breeze on the coast. All the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. Feels like forever since we've been down this.
It's got a little bit of tail on it. I don't mind that. That's close. So when we get to the pre-chorus on it, I'm going to want it to sound a little different.
I don't wanna ever come.
For this kind of part, I actually want, on the pre-chorus, I want him to sound like he's closer, more up front. So I'm just going to take this, move it over here, and then make a version of it that is less doubled. Could I pull the delay back a bunch, make the reverb tight, and see if we can hear a subtle difference between the two when he gets to that part.
All the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high.
Okay, a little bit too dry, but I definitely want it to sound slightly different. So I'm going to loop that and start working on it.
I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. I don't want.
Okay.
All the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're right.
Okay, so we get to the chorus, and it's just going to be, again, slightly different. The chorus I wanted to open up and get more stereo sounding. So we're going to, I copied over the pre-chorus one. I'm going to copy over the verse one. I'm going to take what we used on the verse, and I'm just going to make it wider and probably a little more delayed, and that's probably it. And then we'll hear it in comparison.
Now we're riding through daydreams, like the old days. Our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams. Now we're riding through daydreams, like the old days. Our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams.
Okay, so if that's anywhere near what I want, we're going to listen to all of that. And when we come back into the verse, I should like the transition. Let's hear it from here.
All the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams. Like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams. As the sun sets on the ocean, I see a younger us.
Whoa. Hey, Michael. Nice to see you, man. Well, Cyber see you anyway. So I'm probably going to need to work with some compression here because coming out of the chorus back into the verse to drop.
Daydreams, daydreams. As the sun sets on the ocean,
Yeah, he's using his dynamic range in the verse is a little bit wide. So I'm going to pull in my favorite compressor here, the Corv Presser. I don't know. And pull up something for the vocals. Let's just talk about a leveler and see how we feel.
daydreams, daydreams. As the sun sets on the ocean, I see a younger us. Lost without inhibitions, look how far.
Okay, so I just did a small thing there, which I want you to take notice of. I had the compressor at the end of the chain before the vocal finalizer, and I didn't want to do that because it's compressing the reverb and the delay, and it makes them on the tail like really kind of bloom, and I'm not looking for that there. So you move the compressor in the chain, like I just picked up the chiclet there and moved it beforehand. So you're only compressing the voice.
Daydreams, daydreams. As the sun sets on the ocean, I see a younger us.
Okay, so now compressing it made the sibilants pop out a little bit. Right, I got the level more how I wanted, but now we have too much sibilants. So I need to de-ess that. And that will go over here on after the reverb, I think, so far. So we got a single vocal. Male split band should be close to what we need. I use a lot of presets. I very rarely have to mess with things. I've spent a lot of time finding presets that work for what I mix.
Daydreams. As the sun sets on the ocean, I see a younger us. Lost without inhibitions, look how far
Moved it up.
we've come. All the lights and fireworks, they come back to life. Driving fast through moments past with wonder in our eyes. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding.
All right, this is good. Levels are balanced pretty good for the first time through. I'm not unhappy with this. We get to a bridge here. We have a bunch of harmonies we have to mix in too, by the way. There's a whole bunch of them down here, as you can see. So I'm going to come to that in a minute. I just want to see. I have a feeling I have the bridge and the ad-libs.
Dreaming.
I want the bridge to be, well, he's talking about dreaming. I want it to be dreamy sounding. So this one's going to get more heavily affected. So we're going with this plugin probably all the way through. I have a bunch of different suites that I use for vocals, and I just kind of have a feel for when I hear it, which one I'm going to be using. So we're gonna take this and make this a little bit more dreamy sounding. Let us loop that as well.
Dreaming.
A big long tail.
Never felt so alive.
Yeah. So that works for now. This is all precursor or preliminary too. I'm doing this stuff like kind of quick through one take, get it as close to what sounds good to me on one listen, and then I'm going to walk away from this, listen to a bunch of other stuff so that I completely wash it out of my mind, and then like a couple hours later listen to it again and start refining it. Usually this first pass is 90% of the way there. Sometimes I listen back and it's complete garbage and I was totally wrong and I have to start over, but we'll see. Hey Ronnie G, how are you? I am doing well. A little bit stir crazy from being stuck in here with COVID the last week, but I get to make music. Can't complain about that. All right, so we have the first set of harmony tracks. I'll do the ad-libs last. They're at the very end of the song. He did 3 different harmonies. I haven't even heard them yet. I know they're left and right, so I'm going to split these wide. And the first one kicks on the pre-chorus.
I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night.
Okay. So those, I'm not going to be using the vocal finalizer on those. They don't need very much effect at all. Actually, maybe I will. Excuse me, that's very rude of me. Maybe I will. Let's see. I'm going to drop in secondary vocals. There's a preset called Backfellas. I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just going to double it over here and see what we feel like.
I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night.
What did it do? I have no idea.
From this high, from this night.
Yep, that's pretty much what we're looking for.
From this high, from this night.
Cool. Let's see what these are. The other set of vocals. I think he just did a bunch of harmony parts.
From this high, from this night.
Okay. We're going to put the backfellows on that as well. I think we will bring those in the stereo spectrum, not quite as wide. We'll pull those about 85%. Got to pull the volume back on those as well.
From this high, from
Okay, let's solo the vocals.
down, from this high, from this night.
Very good. And then we have a final set of them here. We'll bring those in even more. I'm just sticking with this plugin all the way through until I have a reason not to.
Out off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams. Like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams.
All right. This is sounding pretty good. We haven't touched the ad-libs yet. We haven't heard all of that in a mix, but let us...
Feels like forever since we've been down this road. Just you and me like it used to be. Yeah, you know. Top down and the flashbacks fly with the breeze on the coast. All the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams. Like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams.
Okay. All right. I feel like when the pre-chorus kicks in, my first thought was to go with something a little more intimate sounding, but it's the opposite of what I want to hear now. I almost feel like I want to hear like oohs and ahs behind it. Like it needs to really kind of open up and sound more like a choir.
I don't wanna ever come down from this.
Yeah, I either need like an oohs and ahs kind of thing, or I need to change the treatment of the pre-chorus and make it like affected more wet and not dry. If you're still there, Magic Jones, send me an opinion. What do you think? So if I go with a real wet kind of effect there.
Come back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, all the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, now we're riding through daydreams, like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams, as the sun sets on.
That might be good. It just needed to be wetter in that part.
Daydreams, dreaming, feeling, never felt so alive.
Okay. So we've got this ad-lib track here now. He's up there. This one I want to mix it like through a filter. I don't want it to be stepping on the lead vocals at all. So I need to, this is going to get a completely different treatment. And we have, I got to plug in here. Got to find it. Howard Benson vocals. And we are going to take this and put that on as a treatment. And I've got some filtered vocals in here. That's not it. I'm not really familiar with all the presets in here yet. I know that I want something, but I don't know exactly where it is. So it might take me a minute to find it. It was like a filtered rock vocal kind of thing. Nope. Where was that? I mean, it was a very like drastic effect. You could tell. It's kind of cool, but I want it back there. Actually, I could accomplish that with. All right, let's DS the heck out of this. Okay, and what I want here is Butch Vig, because I can get what I'm looking for out of that. Gonna pop that over here. And what I want is I want it to get really filtered. Yeah, so I want that to be kind of happening way in the background.
I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night.
Oh, I see. He's got some of it that's like a harmony, and some of it's... Oh, that kind of solves another problem too. All right, this is leading me in a couple directions. All right, we need to cut this and make two pieces out of it because he's got a harmony here I want to use elsewhere. We'll just move that out of the way.
From this night, so far off the ground, now we're riding through daydreams, like the old days, our cares are miles away, daydreams.
Okay, that's really mono is the only problem. All right, so he had two things going on here. You have a harmony and you have this kind of background voice going on. So I take the harmony out of there. We're going to use that on a different track. Okay. We are going to take this and we're going to drop a delay on it. And a Pong delay at that. I want it to be out there. Yeah, that's nice. All that warble. Let's get rid of that. Guess he gets the last say. Okay, so now this part of it here is actually a harmony. It's not really an ad-lib, but that's cool. That kind of gives me what I was looking for with the pre-choruses having something right away. I said I wanted oohs and ahs, but this could serve the purpose. What I need to do is make a separate track for it. So I'm just duplicating everything. The ad-lib will stay there. And this track now becomes the pre-chorus wide harmony. Okay. And it doesn't get that treatment. It doesn't get any of that. It's going to get a super wide kind of thing going on. We will put on the same thing we did here in the pre-chorus. Except we're not going to double it. We're not going to have any of that going on. I'm going to widen it with this cool plugin I have. It is called the Magic Switch. This thing is free, I believe, and I'm just going to make this thing go wide as wide can be with that one little switch I will show you.
I don't want to ever come down from this high, from this night.
Yeah. Now we have what I was looking for.
Come down from this high.
Okay. Now I've got to watch the tone. I don't want it to chew up the track.
I don't want to ever come down from this high, from this night. So far, I don't want to ever come down from this.
Okay, and I'm gonna Ronnie, no, this song is, I'm not even sure what the release date's going to be. My next song coming out is April 22nd, Breaking Habits. I already have 4 songs done after that, and so this will be the 5th one I have in advance. What order I release them in, I'm not sure yet. Okay, so the other thing I need to do with this is take out some of the mids. I want it to be more felt than heard. So we're going to drop the Pro RQ here. We're going to drop a bunch of the mids out.
I don't want to ever come down from this come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams.
Now, I'm used to having the choruses be more stereo sounding than the rest of it. And this actually ends up going the other way and sounding kind of more mono, but I might be okay with that because this chorus just kind of settles down.
Off the ground, now we're riding through daydreams.
I'm going to double this and drop the, just out of curiosity, I'm going to drop this on the double and do the same thing to the chorus, but instead of with a harmony, just with a doubled track.
Off the ground, now we're riding through daydreams. Like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams. Off the ground, now we're riding through daydreams.
Yeah. All right. I think we have a preliminary mix on it. Again, I'll have to walk away from it for a bit. I'm just going to do one other thing here, which is, there it is. I'm dropping this on the bus for it, so it's going to take care of any transients I don't want in there.
Feels like forever since we've been down this road. Just you and me like it used to be. Yeah, you know. Top down and the flashbacks fly with the breeze on the coast. All the years flew by and now I finally feel like I'm back home. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams. Like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams. As the sun sets on the ocean, I see a younger us. Lost without inhibitions, look how far we've come. All the lights and fireworks, they come back to life. Driving fast through moments past with wonder in our eyes. I don't wanna ever come down from this high, from this night. So far off the ground, off the ground. Now we're riding through daydreams. Like the old days, our cares are miles away. Daydreams, daydreams. Dreaming, never felt so
Pretty happy with this.
I don't wanna ever come down from this.
Forgot to copy the part. It goes on all the pre-choruses. Dowie. There we go. All right. That's not awful. I need to walk away from it for a bit. So I'm going to shut the session up here and then do some other stuff for a couple hours, listen back to it, and see if I've got something close to a real mix or if I have to start over. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.